Ho ho ho! Happy Hacksmas, agents! Santa here, welcoming you to this week's Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by PkmnTrainerJ. Ingress Insights is a podcast about the Niantic game Ingress. Listen each week for the latest news, updates, and rumors. Share comments on your podcast feed or on our socials in the show notes. And check the merch store out too. I've got you all on my nice list. So, no Dark XM for you this year. I hear one agent has fit rep rewards on their Christmas list. I'll see what I can do. Ho ho ho! On with the show.
Additional intel available.
Hello agents, hope you enjoyed the festive intro. I think it was close enough to Christmas that it was okay now to do. In this week's episode 121, we're going over the plus beta build-up battles that are happening currently, the Q1 2026 mission days, a few other little bits related to Ingress and Recon, and then any other news that's also come up in the meantime. Firstly, as we do, I'll start to get into the anomaly-related news with the plus beta build-up battles.
What's up? This is Smooth Guy O, and you listen to the Ingress Insight podcast.
I have spoken about the plus beta build-up battles before. So these are going on from the 21st of November, so on right now, and they finish on the 1st of December 2025, 5 p.m. UTC. For these, it's a case of deploying either rare or very rare battle beacons. You can either use those from your inventory or do the scans that then get the NIA Section 14 battle beacon on there. Once the battle beacon is up, you can earn plus beta tokens by participating, regardless of whether or not you deployed the battle beacon. So the categories increase on there for the number of plus beta tokens you get. So start at category 1, which gets you 3 plus beta tokens. Category 2 is 7 plus beta tokens. Category 3 is 12 plus beta tokens. Category 4 is 18 plus beta tokens. Category 5 is 25 plus beta tokens. And category 6 is 33 plus beta tokens. You won't be able to get the higher levels without agents of the opposing faction battling, so they may need to, I know I've seen some teams organise some XFAC events and stuff like that, but if you're just doing it by yourself, I think the highest you can get is 3 with a bit of clever workarounds. And these are important because there are 2,000 season points available to be distributed as part of this. I know the Enlightened are in the lead at the moment, but 2,000 season points is a lot, so you'll want to pay attention and help out where you can. Even if you're just doing a battle beacon by yourself, you'll be helping out and getting a bit on there. And obviously making sure you win it for your faction. This does also loop into the Shard Storm as well that's coming up. So where the activity is occurring, they'll choose those locations for the plus beta Shard Storm, which is again worth some more season points. So important if you can get out and do it to participate, even if you're just dropping a battle beacon on your couch while earning a few extra points. It all helps out. That is about it for plus beta at the moment, though. As I said, we've done with the XM anomalies, and this ends on the 1st of December. And then later in December, we've got the Shard Storm coming up, and then the plus beta season's over. And we get into plus gamma for Q1 2026. Speaking of Q1 2026, I'm going to get into the 2026 mission days in the next section.
This is Shimon, former community manager for the Witcher Monster Slayer, and you're listening to Ingress Insights.
On the 17th of November, the Ingress team announced the 2026 Q1 mission days. So these are happening the 24th of January. There's one in Jiazhou in Peru, which is a mission day light. This is followed the following weekend on the 7th of February in Hino, Japan. And then the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, is in Youngstown, Ohio, USA. We have the Anomaly mission days in Lisbon, Portugal, and Charlotte, North Carolina on the 1st of March, 2026. And that's followed on the 7th of March in Gurugram in India. And the 15th of March brings us the Anomaly mission days in those anomalies. So the 15th of March in Hong Kong and the 15th of March in Zagreb, Croatia. Then that's followed by the 22nd of March 2026 in Hyderabad, Telangana, India for the Anomaly mission day there as well. And then the final two, we've got another mission day light in Wörlitz in Germany on the 22nd of March as well. And then the, again, 22nd of March, the other Anomaly mission day rounding everything out is in Buenos Aires in Argentina. So if you are attending the anomalies, you can go to those mission days linked to the anomaly. And then if you are able to attend other ones, for example, in Youngstown or Hino, Japan, then you get out there, attend the mission day, and earn a tick on your mission day medal. So we have a good mix of anomaly ones, regular mission days, and light ones on there, depending on where you want to go. Obviously, if there's no way you can get, then there may be something comes up in Q2 2026 for you. So you have to wait and see what comes up there. We are still in the Ingress Year 13 event for another few more days. So that ends Monday, the 24th of November, 5 p.m. UTC. I have gone through it previously, but I just wanted to issue a reminder that the badge, the Voyager one, will come out after the bonus period ends. So that's after the Monday, 24th of November, 5 p.m. UTC. And do need to make sure you've earned at least one AP via an in-app action since the end of the Year 12 celebration on the 8th of November, 2024. The badges also tend to roll out at bronze first and then work their way out to onyx. So if you're level 16 or recursed and you'll be getting the onyx badge, don't panic if you see agents supporting getting the bronze badge. They will eventually roll out over the course of generally a day. Maybe it's taken 2 days in the past, but you should get it shortly after. I don't know whether it'll be exactly on the 24th, maybe 25th, 26th when they will start to roll out. But if you haven't got the AP you need to get to the next level, say you're level 14, you can push to get the platinum badge at level 15 whilst we've got double AP on. I'd encourage you to do that before the end of the event. One other minor thing, so you may be familiar with the Ingress support pages. Those have now moved, so they're just on support.ingress.com, and you'll be able to see all the bits on there. Where if you scroll down a bit, you can go through like Ingress account, terms of service, all those kind of things on there. It is worth noting the current Ingress support site is outdated and using a lot of old things on there. So there are specifically under Agent Protocol, for example, there's an article called Niantic Player Guidelines Old. There's an article about the Alliance of the Vanguards program, which has now ceased. And there's a specific thing here that says Ingress Community Guidelines Old DNU, which do not use. So there's a work in progress, I would guess, because it's still got things about paying for tickets for Ingress Anomalies and various things for Wayfarer Live and Apex boosts. I think they still mention the lower levels on there that don't exist. Also within the app, if you go to help, you'll notice that's been redesigned, and rather than being answered by Remy, which was a bot used by Pokemon Go and the other Niantic apps, you now get it answered by Ada. It does say it's using AI to give you these responses. I sent it a query and I got links back to the Ingress wiki to user profiles and stuff. So again, very much a work in progress on there. So hopefully that gets resolved. A useful thing with that though in the support chat is if you do ask to speak to a human, you do get all your queries sent off to someone via email and they'll then come back to you via email. So that's at least an improvement there, that it's not all within the app and you're waiting ages for that to come through. I think that's about it for general Ingress news. I do expect things to slow down a little as we start to get towards the festive season. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend next weekend for those in America, so I don't expect much movement now. I've seen people have time off and stuff. So I'm just move into a little bit of Recon news next.
Hey, this is Sim, Global Product Marketing Lead for Peridot, and you're listening to Ingress Insights.
With Recon, I know I mentioned about the Ingress support pages moving. The Recon help pages have also been moved somewhere, so they've been deleted at the minute from what I can tell on the Niantic Spatial site. They've presumably moved somewhere else and been backed up, but for now you can't access any help pages without logging into Recon. So that's obviously a pain if you're not level 16 or recursed, because you can't log into Recon if you're not level 16 or recurse, so you can't read the criteria or do anything basically. Hopefully we get it resolved and it's back up somewhere for people to read externally, because it's handy to link people to if they're asking about the criteria. The only other thing is I just want to have a bit of a quick poke through Recon, just going through it now. I will probably do a video going through it properly once I change my home location away from where I live and set it properly. But if you log into Recon, again, if you're level 16 or recursed, you'll see, first of all, the featured portal showcase, obviously after you go through all the onboarding, where you'll see 2 to 3 portals that have been added to the map, so generally they've been acceptable. The next tab that you go down to is the criteria page. These are all the same criteria as they were for Wayfarer, so great place for exploration, great place for exercise, great place to be social with others. It shows images which are all the same as Wayfarer. Just instead of Wayspot, it says what makes a place or object eligible to be a portal, and talks about portal nominations. The rejection criteria is also the same, so not meeting eligibility criteria, being unsafe, being abusive location, fake nominations, influencing reviewers, that all that kind of stuff that you know from before. As I'll go through it in a bit more detail at another time. I just want to have a quick skim through. The third tab you've got on there is review, so you can click that and obviously go into a review. If you've reviewed in Wayfarer, it's very much the same. So I know OPR was the stars. This is still the thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't know, which was added in Wayfarer when it changed to the most recent form of it. So you see, again, as you know, in Wayfarer, the title and description, you see a regular image that will be used as the portal image if it's approved, the supporting image that should show the nomination in it and help you verify it exists and what it is. You're then asked if it's appropriate, and again, it's a thumbs up, thumbs down, or I don't know, and you can click the little eye to get some more information. The second bit asks you, is the location safe and accessible by pedestrians? Again, you can click the little eye for information on what they mean, and click the thumbs down if you don't think it is. And then the fourth one is asking if it's permanent and distinct. So, is the location permanent, physical, tangible, and identifiable place or object that place marks an area? And again, you'll do thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't know. The final three are socialize, exercise, explore, which are the three criteria on there. It's worth noting here that if you give thumbs down to all three at the bottom, that doesn't seem like it rejects a nomination. So only giving the thumbs down to one of the four questions at the top seems like it will decline it. So, for example, if I click thumbs down on appropriate, I could say I selected no because it's a private property, an adult location, a school, a sensitive location, it's obstructing emergency operations, or it's a generic business. Again, if I thumbs down on safe, they say we cannot accept a place that isn't safe and public accessible by pedestrians. Answering no to this question will end the review flow. If I say on the permanent distinct, they say we cannot accept a place that isn't permanent, physical, tangible, and identifiable. Answering no to this question will end the review flow. If you thumbs down on accuracy, you get the most options here to select. So you can say you selected no because it's a bad photo. You can select as many of these options from all the ones as you want. So you say it's blurry photo, it's got face or body parts in it, it's got a license plate in it, the orientation is off, the submitter is identifiable, maybe their reflection is in it, or they've got their dog in it to try and make people realize it's their nomination. Using a third-party photo from like Street View or some photo someone else has taken. It's got a watermark in. So I've seen a lot of Android phones do this where they automatically give a watermark saying what phone it is, like Samsung Galaxy A24. Turn it off. There must be an option to do that. I don't get why you'd want that on all your photos anyway. Or it's a low quality or an inaccurate photo. It's a bad title, so if it's got emoji in or emoticon, simply because they can't display very well on Ingress. URL or markup in the title, so doesn't matter if it's in the supporting information, if it's in the title, that's no. Or low quality or inaccurate title. You have the same things here for bad description, so again, emoji or emoticon, URL or markup in the description, low quality or inaccurate description. There's also a marker for abuse, so you can say it's a fake nomination, got explicit content in, it's influencing reviewers, like saying, please accept my portal in the description or something like that. It's offensive or other abuse related reasons. And then by itself, there's a little button that says inaccurate location. So if you can't move the marker to the right location, it asks you to select this instead to say it's inaccurate and off by too much. There's also a free format option of 150 characters where you can tick that box and type in something else. I don't know what kind of rejection reason that gets you if you receive that, but if it doesn't fit in any of the others and you think it still shouldn't be on the map, you can tick that box and write information in there. As with Wayfarer, you've got 20 minutes to review each nomination, so you can take your time on it. Right at the top, you can skip. There's about, I think, 100 skips or something you can do per session or per day. I don't know off the top of my head. And then finally, there is a report button, which is similar to the ones I mentioned in the abuse one. It just gives you a bit more information about it. So under fake nomination, it says, and obviously fake nomination due to combination of abusive behavior such as doctored photos, copied photos, or screenshotted photos with generic or falsified titles and descriptions based on your local knowledge of the community. You can then go down and look at your contributions. So these should be all your contributions since like OPR times on there, and see where they are in review, whether you can withdraw them if they're not yet in the queue, and see all the photos and description edits you've done on there. There's also important to note on here, you can go on and place things on hold if they're still in the queue, but you can't upgrade them like you could in Wayfarer. So within Wayfarer, when you got 100 agreements, you earned an upgrade, and you could upgrade your nominations to send it out to a wider audience. You can't do that in Recon yet. There is the message that comes up and says you've earned it, but nothing happens. You can't do anything with it. So maybe there's a secret stash building up somewhere, but as for where, I've no idea. You can then check your profile, which shows your agent rating for how you're doing reviews. So at the minute, I've reviewed 1,099 things, and I've had 354 of those processed and agreed. Most accepted, about 239, some rejections and some duplicates. So I'm quite happy with that as it is at the moment. Then there are the help bits, but these are all still Wayfarer. So you'll see it says, what is Niantic Wayfarer? How can I access Niantic Wayfarer? If you look on that page, it says about being level 35 in Pokemon Go. It doesn't even mention Ingress on there. So obviously they need to update that. Then finally, we have the settings. So you can set your language, set dark mode on or off, automatic scrolling on or off, set your hometown location, which you can't change, but I have been able to change it once. So I think you can change it one time when you log in. And then you can also set a bonus location that can be anywhere in the world, and you can set it so you have an OPR challenge setting on. So you automatically show reviews from around the world when there is an active OPR challenge. We don't have any yet, but maybe we'll have shortly in future once it's rolled out to everyone level 8 and above. So that was just a quick look at Recon in audio form. As I say, I'll probably, once I set everything up, go through and do some reviews to show you how the system looks. So now, though, I'll move on to get things all wrapped up.
Hi, this is HP Rulola, and you're listening to the Ingress Insights podcast.
Thank you, agents, for listening to this week's episode of Ingress Insights. Next week we'll be on the cusp of December, so we'll be able to go through and look at the December events and see if we've got any more details about what's coming on there, because we've got a few things. Obviously, we've got first Saturday, the Beta Shard Storm, second Sunday as usual, and we've got a New Year 2026 event at the end of the month. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on there, and if we get like giveaways and free items in the store during that time, is what we tend to get with Ingress. We have also been told that we were getting the cargo system at some point for temporarily increasing inventory. So that was said to come in before the end of the year. So hopefully that comes in before the end of the year. It doesn't end up like the Ingress Player Ambassadors we meant to get before the end of last year. But I'm looking forward to see what happens in December, what the New Year 2026 event brings in, and when we get the details for Q1 2026, because that'll be soon for all the details for Plus Gamma as well. If there's anything particular you're looking forward to in Ingress in 2026, let me know. It'll be interesting to hear what you'd like to see happen and what events you'd like to see coming up. And then finally, a massive thanks to people supporting us on Patreon. You've got some more special episodes coming up next month. I've got a few more planned out as well that I just need to find time to actually do. But I do appreciate all the support from anyone subscribing on Patreon, anyone listening to this podcast now. Obviously, the more you share it, the more it gets around, the more I can get people on. I've hopefully got a guest coming up in the second week of January related to Ingress from an area of Ingress I've not had guests on before, if that makes sense. So looking forward to that and seeing how it all goes from there. But thank you again for listening, agents. I hope you have a great Sunday and happy hacking. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do that in a couple of ways. So the easiest way to support the podcast is via Patreon. So you can find at patreon.com/Ingress Insights. And there's a free tier, a $1 a month tier, whatever that is in your local currency, and a $5 a month tier. You can check out what benefits those come with on the Patreon. One other thing you can do that's totally free that helps out a lot is rating the podcast on your podcast service of choice. So where you can leave a rating or leave comments, that always helps increase visibility. And then finally, you can follow us on various social media channels. We use most of them, but the best one to follow us on now is Blue Sky. So that's just ingressinsights.bsky.social. Search for Ingress Insights on Blue Sky, you'll find us on there. Finally, sharing the podcast with friends, family, other agents who want to listen and get updates really helps out and helps get interviews with various Ingress people or other game-related people to then increase visibility more. So anything you can do from those is great. Thanks again for listening, agents. Have a great day.
Intel package transferred.